Good afternoon, gentlemen. It is your boy Sirius. Welcome to the Chillstream. It's been around a month since I did one, and I got like an hour and a half to spare. So I'm pretty much going to be here talking about random topics that revolves around men's issues, red pill, men going their own way, whatever it is. I have a few videos that people sent me. Within the last few weeks, and we're going to react to it. I think that these videos will be very interesting. A topic that, you know, we don't really hit upon. So it's going to be a good one. Let me see who's in the chat. Of course, your boy Super Turbo Dash Shark. He's here. What's going on? T96, welcome back. Roderick, I can always count that you're going to be here. I see you here often. Cal G Yeet was good. Dragon Lord Peter, Sir Yeetus, last few days have been stressful. Cousin's getting married to a piece of shit guy, and my brother is getting married to a surprisingly not piece of shit girl. Both want to start families. I'm like, well, how do you say? Does your cousin have any type of male role models in her life? Her father? I'm sure she has you. Any brothers that are saying like, hey, this guy is not really good for you to marry, you know and your brother, see, it's a slippery slope. Like I said before in the analogy, when it comes to marriage in the West, it's like taking somebody to a minefield, and there's 100 landmines, but 50 of them will explode. So you have a 50-50 chance, 50% chance that you're going to be blown to smithereens. Would you still walk through that landmine? I don't know if your brother had that talk yet, but hey, if he wants to take that risk, that's on him. We can't stop him. You know what I'm saying? He's his own man. He's going to do whatever he's going to do. But I won't feel too bad if he was told about the consequences of being married in 2023 and something happens, such as she wakes up one day and say, you know what, I'm not happy anymore. And they just straight up drag him through the courts for what he's worth. I'm not saying don't have any sympathy or don't have any type of, empathy if that happens, but it's kind of like a I told you so situation if it happens. At least to me, when it comes to those odds, I don't want to risk it. That's way too high of a probability of my life being destroyed financially. Frost was good. What's going on, man? Can't even say your name still. I'll say I'll give you 1776. What's going on, man? Sergeant Gritch, of course. What's going on? Saul Tarvitz. What's going on, man? Did I get everybody? Dr. Magnum, what's good? And of course, Sai is here. What's going on? I almost got everybody. Scattered thoughts. What's going on, man? And of course, McCormick, what's good? It's been a minute. Glad to see you here. I think I pretty much got everybody. Oh, nope. Chitlin Chaz, what's good? I did see your message this morning. I fell right back to sleep, Chaz. Congratulations. I think it took around the same time that I beat the Getting Over It game, because it took you around a month to beat it. How I know? I checked. I went to your first ever video of Getting Over It. It was around a month ago. But that is a very hard game, and I'm glad you didn't give up, and you just kept trying, even though, I was kind of trolling you majority time. But you didn't give up, and you saw it to the end. All right. That's what I love about video games. All right. You don't quit like a bitch. You keep going until you complete the mission. And it's very satisfying, because I saw your reaction as well once you beat that game. You couldn't believe it. Your heart rate went to like 160. I'm like, okay, Chaz, you need to relax. I don't want your heart to explode. Mr. Pliskin, what is good, man? Who else am I missing? I think I pretty much caught up with it. Oh, Dr. Fourth Wall was good. And the Sacred Why. What is going on, man? All right. So before we begin, if you want to support your boy, link on top of the chat, Cash App /Sirius. Any donations appreciated if you feel I am worthy of your investment. And unfortunately, guys, I got fucked by YouTube again because even though I got rid of numerous videos, they still didn't remonetize me because of reused content. So they're playing games right now. They're playing games. So unfortunately, if you do want to support any, and once again, any support is appreciated. Cash App is the only way for the time being. I have to try again next month. Goddamn YouTube. But let's go ahead and begin. I want to start with this one video. This video was sent to me by Mayor Mercules, actually. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Share. All right, I'm sure you guys can see it, right? Okay. Yep, it's right there. Okay. Yep. Thank you, mods, for shielding for your boy. Thank you, everybody. Sergeant Grinch, I am definitely gonna get back to the Yida shorts today or tomorrow. Because I think the issue is I put out a lot of videos that has no commentary. And then YouTube deemed it as reused content. So yeah, don't worry. I'm going to get back to the shorts. Love Thy Lord 98. Did I miss you in the comments? My bad, bro. I didn't expect a big of an audience right now. What's going on, man? Okay. Let's check out this video right quick. Wait, why can't I hear anything? Motherfucker.
What we married for?
I'm not your mama. I'm your wife.
I just pulled a 13-hour shift. I just knew I was gonna come home and have some food on the goddamn stove. And they be playing, man. You been doing it for like 2 or 3 months, man. What is it? You don't pay no goddamn bill. I pay the car notes, the house notes, family trips. I'll pay for.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right there. Instant out of my fucking house. Instant divorce. I would, if I was that man, I would have taken the L right there. Boom. She's gone. Hell no. I couldn't. When she said that's what you're supposed to do, but she doesn't want to do what she's supposed to do as a wife, she would have been out my house right then and there. And then the divorce papers would be on the way. I would have taken that L so quick. Like, you know what? You're literally taking care of another child. She wants to talk about, oh, I'm not your mama, I'm your wife. But you're literally here all day not doing shit. I guarantee you chores aren't completely done. And she's out here eating a whole box of pizza when her husband's working a 13-hour shift, paying for everything. And all he wants is a home-cooked meal. And she wants to offer him a half-eaten slice of pizza? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Oh, man. I'm sorry. At least as a conservative man that's actually has a backbone, I would not take this type of disrespect. I couldn't. No, you got to go. Let's go ahead and finish this up right quick. I think it's only a few more seconds.
Man, you know what?
Provide and protect. That's what you're supposed to do.
Why I can't get no food in the house then? Huh?
And he has a great point. You saw how she was quick to switching up on him? You're supposed to provide and protect. You're supposed to be paying all the bills. You're supposed to be working 13-hour shifts and breaking your back for me. But Guess what? I'm not your mama. I am your wife. Okay. I'm not gonna be doing the cleaning, the cooking, or any chores around the house. I'm just gonna sit on my fat ass and eat all the goddamn fast food that I ordered from Uber Eats. And you know what? I'm just gonna offer you a half a eaten slice of pizza. Ain't that about a bitch? Ain't that about a bitch? She was so quick to switch it back on the man that just got off of a 13-hour shift. Stop talking about that's what you're supposed to do. Ooh, the audacity. The audacity of modern women these days, chat. Man, man, and see the men that used to be married, I really feel for you. I really do. Because I guarantee you, majority of you guys went through something like this. You're literally busting your ass to make sure that the house is in order and everything is a-okay. But you know, it's the end of the world if you ask her to get you a glass of water. I'm not your slave. I'm not your mama. I am your wife. Okay. You know what? Here, just take this leftover pizza. Okay. I ain't gonna cook you shit. Just take a slice of pizza and shut the fuck up. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, chat. I couldn't do it. That's why the men that hasn't went through marriage yet think long and hard about marrying a modern woman when you watch this video. This is one of many examples of why men are walking away from relationships in the West. All he asks for you to do is make sure the house is maintained in order in his absence and just wants a warm home cooked meal. That shouldn't take no more than what, 45 minutes tops? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Yeah. Modern women literally bring little to no value whatsoever. No value whatsoever. And see, this is why I was talking about this the person that I addressed earlier about the brother about to get married about getting married to a not so bad woman. You got to know about the bait and switch, okay? Once the honeymoon phase disappears, she will eventually show her true colors. When shit hits the fan of their relationship, if they hit a rocky situation, that's when she will show her true colors. If she's actually a ride or die dutiful wife, or she's just along for the ride and you're just a means to an end. And she's gonna be very quick to leave you. You just feed her to a Venus flytrap, bro. I gotta find a big ass Venus fly. Where I have to go to the Amazon forest to find a big enough Venus flytrap. Oh shit! I gotta be careful so I don't get eaten either. But let me see what you guys gotta say about this. Let me see. Frost, imagine working a 13-hour shift and coming home to warmed up dino nuggies. I couldn't. I couldn't. Mm, hell no. I'll go out to dinner by myself. I'll get my own shit. Fuck all that. And Spider, I agree. Honestly, at this point, the respect that he's no, the respect that she's giving to her husband right now, she's probably shared the pizza with another dude while he was on that shift. I bet my money that's what happened. I bet all my money that's what happened. Literally. Because the level of respect that she's giving to her husband right now, there has to be another dude on the side for her to even act this way. So I completely agree. Cyrus, what's the point of women? They are a subtraction, not an addiction, not an addition. Basic math. See, they're supposed to complement a man's life. They're supposed to pick up where a man is unable to because he's too focused going out there, giving them resources and getting shit done. Right, like what we just explained earlier. Make sure the house is maintained and good to go in his absence. Make sure the kids are taken care of. Make sure that you're able to do the tiny things to make the man's life easier. So if help him succeed, help him win. Because if he wins, everybody wins, including her. But that's the thing. Modern women are too proud to even do that. Literally, I'm sure a good amount of you guys went through a situation where you ask your woman to do the simplest of tasks, but then she went off talking about, I'm not your slave. You got two hands, do it yourself. But literally, a woman that you barely even know in non-Western countries, I know because I've dealt with it personally. You just met her, and she's catering to you like it's no tomorrow. You barely have to say shit. She's making sure that you're okay almost every second. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? I can get you this. I get you that. Wait, do you want me to wear this? You want me to wear that? Huh? Are you tired? Want me to rub your back? Don't even and when you go visit this woman in a non-Western country, the food is already ready to go. You don't even have to ask her. It's already ready. The complete opposite of modern women today. Complete opposite. And we know this. Let's keep going. Where you at? See, there's another example. Half-baked and bearded. My ex-wife would expect me to work for 10 hours construction. And that shit is no joke. That is no joke. I got mad respect for people in construction. Or I got mad respect for any people in very hard labor jobs. It is, I dealt with it personally. That shit is no joke. Now, don't get me wrong. I was able to stay fit. But man, the damage that it does to your bones, to your joints. Sometimes you got some tears here and there, muscle tears. You're 30 years old, but your body feels like it's in its 50s. I got mad respect for that. But let me continue. My ex-wife will expect me to work for 10 hours construction in the elements and come home and cook my own dinner. Yeah, she would have to go. She would have to go. Because if I have to come home after doing 10 hours of hard labor, like what, Half-Baked did in construction, I have to cook my own food. I have to clean up my own kitchen, do my own laundry, make sure the kids are good to go. Then why the fuck are you here? Why are you here? I don't need you here. You're just an extra mouth to feed. You're just a giant spoiled brat that don't want to do any jobs that you're responsible for. Like you got to go. You got to go. And I know it's a lot harder for a man to get rid of a woman that's his wife. That's why I say don't get married. Don't sign that government contract. Sergeant Grinch, I love Thailand, Philippines, Korea, Japan. Yes. All those places, great places, amazing places. Hell, especially even like Korea, Japan. I'm literally one of 10 black dudes in that country, and the women still treat me with the utmost respect. I was blown away. I was like, whoa. Like this isn't a prank, right? You're not fucking with me right now, right? No. In their culture, in their society, It's very normal for for a girlfriend or a wife to cater to their man at all times. They they want to make sure that you as a man are happy. And that's how it should be, in my opinion. And then in turn, the man can return the favor tenfold. This is never one-sided, ever one-sided. A woman that just always wanted to make sure that her boyfriend or husband is okay and making sure that he's able to focus on his success, focus on his purpose, that man will give her the world. That man will give her the fucking world. But, you know, in the West, right, the United States, Canada, and Europe, Western Europe, they're strong, independent, don't need a man. Like, okay, that's on you when you're 50, 60 and alone. Because once again, like I explained in the last few streams, a man that's 50 or 60, yeah, he's probably not as strong. He's probably not as good looking anymore, but he can make up his attractiveness with other attributes like status, respect, power, money. Once a woman reaches 50 to 60 years old, she's fucked because the men that she desires won't even look her way. She will literally be just like an invisible man, right? Because at least as men, if you don't meet the attractive scale, we're not even going to give that woman a chance because we don't care about her money. We don't care about her career. We don't care about her degrees. We don't care about her status. We don't care. We don't care. Sorry. Spider says, I had to learn to cook from like 9 because mom would just say, you're old enough to make yourself something. What kind of food? Like just straight up like your entire dinner? Because if that's the case, that's somewhat fucked up. If it was like your breakfast or your lunch, sure. But dinner? 9 is still somewhat young for a 9-year-old to cook himself a hearty dinner. All right, let's there's another video that was sent. Shout out to Rishi. Shout out your boy. I am going to switch over to this one. So this person I was told is Ricada Law, right? And he had a lot of things to say about, the red pill. And I'm going to respond to it. And before I do, thank you very much, Mr. Pliskin, for your generous donation. Thank you very much. You always throwing out money like your P. Diddy, like a billionaire. I appreciate it, bro. And once again, if y'all still want to support your boy, invest in your boy, the link's on top of the chat. Thank you. Let's see what he has to say. I did not watch this video yet. This is we're all watching this for the first time.
How do I word this? There's an element in the chat, in every chat. And It's guys. And some of y'all are annoying. You're a problem. Because you're so damn pessimistic about who you are, what your opportunities are, but they're so much bigger than what you think. And I was talking to Jeff and Aussie about it. And I really
Okay, so you're saying that the guys that believe in the red pill philosophy are very pessimistic, or do they just accept reality for what it is and try to navigate through that reality? Because reality is reality, right? Truth is truth, facts is facts. We don't live in the what can be possible. We live in the probable realm, the probabilities of things, okay? Logical, rational. So maybe it sounds harsh at times, but maybe it has to be said. It's needed to be said. You know, maybe it crushes some hopes and dreams of men, but in 2023, it's needed. It is needed. We can't tell men what to do with their lives, but it needs to be said of the potential consequences of the choices. If they still want to do what they want to do, be my guest. But at least they need to be aware. That's it. Be aware. Let's go ahead and continue.
really think that this is true. I think that the red pill community is a detriment to most men, and because it's feeding you a bunch of bullshit about relationships and this culture, hookup culture, whatever.
How is the red pill detriment to most men? And how is the bullshit that's being spewed out bad for men? Because it's based on facts, based on reality, based on statistics, scientific data. So I don't know. I don't know where he's going with this. Let's continue.
And first of all, most people are not hooking up with like these random nines that they get on these podcasts. So you need to stop like listening to the stupid vapid nines. That's not who most people are going home with from the bar, not who most people are dating. But in general, like, guys, you're selling yourself fucking short.
See, Ricada, what you don't understand, I don't know how long, because I'm assuming you're married, because you're talking like a married man right now. Majority of women are going out there, are a small percentage of men. In this current dating climate in 2023, Chad and Tyrone, Pookie and Rayway, they're winning right now. They're the ones that's getting the most poonie tea, while 1/3 of men within the last year, no, 1/3 of men are virgins or haven't had sex within 1 year, based on data, based on statistics. So what does that say? Majority of women are going after a small percentage of men. Just saying. Let's continue.
And there are reasons that you're selling yourself short, and I don't know how to like communicate them without people jumping down my fucking throat. I've alluded to this a couple times. There's this there's
Oh, I saw the ring. I saw the ring. Hold up. Yep. Okay. He has the ring. I knew it. He was married. Let's continue.
alluded to this a couple times. There's this thing that's happening right now where all women are being joshed up, like, oh, he's not worth you, queen, or whatever, and like guys are being cut down. I get that. I get that, and that's being put out there. That's true. But the reality is, if a chick is at a bar or a club or an AutoZone or whatever, and she's looking for a penis, put inside of her, it doesn't matter that you're like not good enough for her. That comes later. That's a whole different thing. But I think a lot of guys internalize these sort of feelings and emotions or whatever. But the reality is, like, everybody going out to these places are all looking for the same thing. Like, girls are going out.
Well, no shit. But here's what you don't get, unfortunately, Ricada. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. They choose who has sex or not. So, with their hypergamous nature running rampant, going out of control in society today, they're only going after the dudes that has supreme genetics or the dudes that are at the VIP section. That's it. The women are the one that chooses the penis, okay? She has to open up her legs for the dude. Let's continue.
In groups of girls, they're not like, oh, I'm going to go out and dance with my girlfriends. That'll be fun. I mean, sure, maybe like some of them are, but most of them are not. Most of them are there for the same reason you are. They're there for ass. So go do these things. Stop listening to this weird community that will tell you that like women are the devil and destructors and your life's going to be destroyed by all of it. And they all.
Actually, yes. According to marriage, false allegations, ruined reputations. Hell, Ricada, you already seen the bullshit that's happening at the gyms. The man does 1 second glance, right? Hell, half a second glance, and all of a sudden he's being destroyed on TikTok because he's deemed as a creep just for looking at that woman's direction. So yeah, there's a way higher chance, higher than ever in 2023, of the average man, his life is getting destroyed. Whether it's reputation, or whether it's false allegations, or if he gets married, getting dragged through the divorce and family courts. And I'm only scratching the surface. But right now, your advice, it's not really the greatest at the moment. Men have to be careful these days. If you're Chad and Tyrone, Pookie and Ray Ray, no, you don't have to be as careful because that's what women truly desire. Once again, majority of women only want the small percentage of men. Let's continue.
They all hate you and all they want is money. Like, of course they want money. Like, that's not a shock. Women have wanted money forever because money equals security, money equals stability, money equals the ability to provide for them and their children. It's not like complicated. It's not weird and it's not nefarious.
It's not about women wanting money. We know that it's her biological imperative to find a man, best possible mate, that can provide her with security and protection. The problem is many modern women these days, they take advantage of these gynocentric laws and they abuse them in order to destroy a man's life financially, wring him out, like every single penny out of him as much as possible. Destroy him in the process of her getting the house, the car, child support, alimony. And then she can easily go to the next man, and then the next man, and then the next man, and then the next. She can do it over and over and over if she wanted to. And that has happened. It's not about her practicing her biological imperative. It's the fact that she's abusing it. She's abusing the laws and destroying men's lives in the process and doesn't have a second thought after that. She doesn't give a fuck. Let's go ahead and continue.
They're looking for these things, but they don't need a lot. They don't need a ton of money. They need enough money. And
See, here's what you don't get, Rakeda. It's never enough. It's never enough for these women. They, of course, they don't need it. They fucking want it. They want it. They want more and more and more and more, and it will never stop. It will never stop. Tell that to Jeff Bezos. Tell that to Bill Gates. Tell that to Dr. Dre. Tell that to Tom Brady and various other high earners that their wives just wanted enough. Tell that to Robert Williams when he eventually yeeted himself because of all the alimony payments that he had to pay. It's never enough, Rakeda. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to keep it real. It's never enough. Let's continue.
enough money is not six figures. Like they may, oh, I need a six-figure man. First of all, again, stop listening to these damn hoes who go on these podcasts. First of all, second of all, I said first of all. Second of all, these hoes who go on these damn podcasts are all like, for the most part, they're pretty attractive. They're fairly good looking. That's why the podcast brings them on. But they're also vapid pieces of garbage. And what they're doing is they're like overvaluing themselves because they're having sex with dudes who make $1 million a year. Like that's what they're doing. That's what they go do.
It's not just that, Rakeda. You also need to blame it on social media. Okay. She gets thousands of DMs a day from men of all walks of life, whether it's a fairly not so good looking man to a man with a blue check mark. And she's only going to go after the guy with the blue check mark. But when she posts all these crazy photos, right? A single young woman, or hell, a woman that's in her early 30s, posting all these provocative photos on social media, the attention is never enough because she is being gassed up by delusional women and hardcore simps talking about, oh my God, you're the best, you're slave queen, you all men need to worship your feet. It's not because they're just having sex with millionaire. No, throughout their entire fucking lives, and on also thanks to social media, they've been gassed up. So gassed up to the point where a 2 believes that she's a 9. Even the below average looking chick, she believes that she deserves a Chris Evans or a Robert Downey Jr. That's how crazy it's getting out here. So the average dude is having a pretty difficult time right now getting girls. The only time that he's able to settle down is when he's approached by these middle-aged women, usually single mothers, talking about, oh, I've changed. Oh, I'm a child of God now. I'm a born-again virgin, blah, blah, blah. Please take me back. Is when the average man gets leftovers. That's when he's able to get some used up puniti. I don't think that's a fair deal. And the man shouldn't take that deal. Let's continue.
Right, because their asset is tits and ass. And it's fantastic that they can do that. That's not your target market. It never was in the first place. So don't listen to them because they're not your demo. And they weren't your demo. They never were. They never were yours unless you're a football player for the NFL or a basketball player for the NBA. They were never your demo anyway. So don't worry about these goddamn red pill podcasts who have all of this confirmation bias built in. I fucking I love and hate them at the same time because it's all based on confirmation bias. And one day I'm going to do it. One day I'm going to build the red pill lexicon, and I'm going to say with a definition or like the term and the definition, I'm going to call it the lexicon of the red pill. And what you're going to notice is that every fucking podcast you watch of this shit, it said they all say the same thing. And if you want to make like $100,000 a year, if you want to make $100,000 a year, I'll tell you how right now. If you're a poor, broke motherfucker, let me break you out of that. I'll put you into a 6-figure job right now. Go watch every Kevin Samuels video you can and just memorize what he says. Go, oh yeah, women initiate 85% of divorces. Low value men, high value men. Learn the terminology, learn the lexicon. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. You need to have no practical experience. You need to have no life experience. You need to have nothing. You never even have to have dated a woman in your entire life. If you memorize the lexicon and you go and you just repeat it on YouTube, I promise you, 3 years maximum, you'll make $100,000.
Yeah, that is completely false. I don't know where this is coming from, but I don't think it's a good idea to promote grifting. I don't know why you're promoting grifting right now. Yeah, you really think that just watching Fresh and Fit, just watching Kevin Samuels, just watching Just Pearly Things, just watching Femme Sapien, the entirety of the red pill just a bunch of grifters to you? You truly believe that channels like Hammerhand, Under Chronic Minds, Ribbity Party Frog, the smaller channels that actually gives a damn and not worried about grifting and actually gives a damn about male issues, you gonna put us into that category? So Ricada believes that this is just a one gigantic grift and it's just nothing but confirmation bias. No, red pill means accepting reality for what it is. All right. It's not just about dating. Because again, I know I'm using myself the exception to the rule, according to Ricada. We talk about everything that encompasses society that affects men, not just dating. So this is what I talk about, chat, when it comes to people watching the big channels, the mainstream channels that are obviously grifting, right? They're going to have this perception that every channel that talks about red pill are grifters as well, which is clearly not the case. Like Ricada, like I feel that you have bias as well because you're married. I don't know how long you've been married for. I don't know where you've been located. So I can't really say much per se, but it sounds like you've been out of the dating game for a while. I don't know how long you've been married. But shit's changed. It's 2023. The dating market that you grew up with is not the same right now. Right now, shit is getting out of whack. It's not even funny. I'm just saying it how it is. And the fact that I was able to get 13,000 subs without even bringing on some Miami 304 speaks for itself. There's plenty of men that agrees with the red pill philosophy and the men going their own way philosophy. Men talk about their experiences all the time about how they got fucked by society, this gynocentric system. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go ahead and continue.
You don't need dating advice? I'm not giving you dating advice. I'm giving you how to make money advice. But I see exactly, it's fine. It's so fucking irritating. It's so fucking irritating. This weird like thing that is happening between men and women because of how the internet works. That sounds like a good grift if you just want money and have no soul. Yeah, I'm telling you like how to do it. It's simple. And by the way, so many of these guys and girls who are doing it just want money and have no soul. You nailed it.
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa, what's up with these shaming language? So he's saying that we have no soul now? We have no soul. I've been doing this shit for how long now? I think it's a little over 2 years. I'm still here doing my thing, interacting with my chat, talking about various situations that happens in society that affects men. I'm here for male issues, dating or not. I think you're just talking about the mainstream channels. I think that's what you're talking about. The mainstream red pill channels that you checked out. And you just disregard the rest of the smaller channels that are just speaking the same thing. Yeah, I think that's what it is. He's pretty much stuck on PUAs. I think that's what the case is. All right, let's see what else he has to say.
100%. If that's what you want to do, go fucking nail it. It's really simple. But that being said, I don't know. It's and someone said, did this come up on stream? Not directly, no, not on the stream. But guys, I watch the chat. I watch the chat on Rumble, YouTube, and Locals. And it's a consistent thing. And when I get some other people on who I can talk to afterwards about like some of these things, I'll tell you a secret. It's all the time. All of us notice constantly the type of guy, not in Locals, although some people are probably in Locals like this. This is true. But it's not in Locals because you got to have the right sample size. But it's YouTube and Rumble constantly the same types of shit. If you're a guy who has ever talked about relationships ever, you get the same shit all the time about like dating. Because it's one, it's on all of these dudes' minds constantly because they're not dating, but they want to be. They'll front online like they're not trying to be or whatever. And it's great. Why are you talking about it constantly then?
So the reason that people talk about dating constantly in the red pill community is because men are getting the shit and the deal. Like I said before, it doesn't matter if she's a Miami 304 or below average 304. Men are getting the shit end of the deal. Hey, Rakeda, have you heard about the trend that happened in 2022 that women were advocating to tax men for bad dates? Heard about that? What about the women that feels entitled that her date has to pay for her and her friend or her family? How about when it comes to dating, a man puts in 100% and try to get to know her and try to establish a relationship with her, but she's already talking to 4, 5, 6, 7 different other dudes, and you're just another dude in line. You're just a foodie to her. Hell, it's gotten to the point they even brag about this, Ricada. They brag about this shit on social media. So of course, there's gonna be a lot of men giving advice to other men about how not to get in that predicament. Because, like I said before, I don't know how long you've been married, but the game's changed. It's not the same. You're probably kind of out of the loop of what's actually going on here. Let's continue.
Cool. And it's not all guys, by the way. It's these specific guys who are talking about it all the time as if they don't care, but they clearly care. They're always talking about the shit. And then you look at them and you're like, how are you this level of unsuccessful? This level. And there are ways to fix it, but the biggest way to fix it is your fucking attitude. And it's every stream. It's every fucking stream. That's why I was talking to my bros about it, and we're like, because look, here's the thing, guys. I would wingman every one of you forever, anytime, any place, 100%. All I need to know is like 5 facts about you, and I will wingman you into eternity. I don't know if it'll be successful, but I'm 100% on your side.
Sorry, Ricada, I will have to respectfully decline. I'm sure there's other men that would like to get your assistance when it comes to being a wingman and stuff, right? Because they have no idea how to, talk to women in general or blah, blah, blah. But it's not even having issues with dating. There's more and more men, they're just choosing not to date at all. They don't want to date. They're like, fuck this. I'm just going to do my own thing. What's wrong with that? That's it. Whatsoever. And you say that these men have these attitudes. Do you blame these men for having attitudes with the way that they've been treated? It's like somebody getting jumped by 5 dudes, beating the shit out of this one guy, and then after the end of the beating, they put out their hand saying, "No hard feelings, right?" Of course, they're gonna have hard feelings about that. Like, what you mean? You think that these men that you talk about, right? Hey, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know there's obvious grifters out there, obvious, but it's usually the mainstream ones. But the other ones that that be talking about red pill and dating and stuff, you think that they didn't put any effort? You think they didn't put any effort for years? Do you think that they weren't burned a lot of times? You just expect them to like, oh, shut the fuck up, man up, change your attitude, okay? Just okay. You need a. There's a bigger fish in the sea. There's more fish in the sea, and blah blah blah. Nah. More and more men are just opting out of dating in general because at this point, their perception is no matter what I do, I'm going to lose. So why do I even bother playing the game? And I'm going to repeat it one more time. Majority of women, even the below average women, wants the small percentage of men in 2023. Chad, Tyrone, Pookie, and Ray Ray, they are winning in this dating game right now. They're the winners. And statistics and facts and data don't lie. Especially experience. Experience is the best teacher. Even experience don't lie. let's continue.
And so many guys they're their biggest goddamn opponents. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then that manifests in every fucking YouTube chat I've been on in the past 24 months at least. So sorry if that's spilling over.
All right. What'd you guys think about that? You know, like I heard his vocabulary earlier in the video. He kept saying majority, but then he switched it around and said not all men. I'm like, okay, so which one is it? Which one are you trying to say? Yep. That's pretty much what it is. That's why I kept saying I do not know how long Ricada has been married. This is why I don't even really bring any type of dating experience or any interaction that I have with women when it comes to trying to make something serious, right, to the parents, because the parents, they truly don't understand what's going on. They don't. They've been out of the dating game for so long. My parents met when social media didn't even fucking exist. Right? I think the earliest social media per se will be like AOL. MySpace hasn't been invented yet. Yearbook, eventually Facebook, hasn't been invented yet. Dating apps hasn't been invented yet. So the pool of options were a lot smaller 20, 25 years ago. But now modern women, they have reach of men around the world. Not just in their little town or in their little city, around the world. And I don't know if Ricada gets that. I don't know. Because you're like, oh, you just need to change your attitude, man. You just need to, you don't know how to talk to women. Oh, you just don't know how to do that. You act like men don't. You act like the men didn't try all that already. You act like they follow your blue pill simp playbook on how to get women. No, that shit does not work. It does not work. The only time those simp moves work is when the woman hits the wall at the speed of light, possibly a single mother, in debt, and she needs somebody to latch onto like a leech, like a parasite. But if she's young, right? If she's 22, 23, 24, 25, she ain't looking at the average man's way. Hell no. I truly believe that he doesn't have the entire scope of what red pills and also men going the old way is trying to put across. The philosophy. Oh yeah, Frost. Yeah, what Nick Ricada doesn't get that his wife has a metaphorical gun pointing at his head via the laws of family courts, and she can use it at any time. There's nothing he can really do about it. And once again, I really hope that that's never the case. I hope it does not happen to him, because in my opinion, what I've seen, divorce is a very traumatizing situation for a man. But Frost, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. At any time, she could just wake up, be like, you know what? I'm not happy, or I can do better than this. Or I need to find myself. I need to find my own happiness. And then boom, is game over. Like instead of attacking the philosophy head on, like a like what what the government, I wouldn't say the government, what simps, white knights, male feminists, modern women, they are just on attack mode against the red pill philosophy and the men going their own way philosophy. They don't ask questions, they just attack. They just spew out all this hateful shit left and right. Oh, you're this, oh, you're that, blah, blah, blah. But they don't slow down and actually think to themselves, why does these philosophies exist in the first place? Why do they even come about in the first place? Why does these philosophies even exist? Nope, they don't think that far into it. They just go on straight on attack mode. And see, I think that's the main problem. That's the main problem. Of course, of course, now all red pill channels are going to have the same goal. Of course, the red pill channels are going to have certain different point of views, but there's a foundation there when it comes to the red pill philosophy. Okay, you need to be able to realize, hey, throughout your life, you've been taught things that doesn't work whatsoever, and right now you're getting led into a slaughterhouse, aka divorce. You're gonna lose your kids, you're gonna lose your wife, you're gonna lose blah blah blah. Now, on top of that, with social media, we got to worry about false allegations, got to worry about being clowned for no reason, your reputation being ruined. Just saying. What is this? MGTOW forever. Number one insult they go to is "you're not a real man." Yeah, how the fuck you? Yeah, I agree. Like how is you as a woman going to tell me, a man, that I'm not a real man? But then they're going to do a switcheroo, talking about, but you're not a woman. How are you going to tell me how to be a real woman? Well, to put it in the best analogy, the predator needs to study the prey. We need to know about women. We need to know how you guys act. We need to know what you guys want, needs, all that stuff. We have to study you. Where's the okay? Very Benjamin life. I just got a warning from my sis to watch what I say when online from last night and to not be rude to people. I wonder what's up with that, or if it was really a message that was meant for me. Well, you can tell her, fuck off. If you have the need to say something, and if you're able to deal with the consequences of what you say, go ahead and do it. Don't let her take away your First Amendment right. She ain't your mama. Where you at? Lion and MGTOW, what's going on, bro? It's been a minute. The co-creator of Rick and Morty had his reputation ruined over a lie. Yep. See? More false allegations. And yeah, don't get me wrong. The text messages that he had with I think it was an underage girl, maybe. I don't want to, allegedly, right? Because I don't know for sure. It did seem pretty sus, but the other charges that the other false allegations that were put on him was completely false. Oh, he forced me, he kidnapped me, he did this, he did that. His entire creation gone. He got kicked out of his own show. He got demonized as the devil. But then people that don't know about what the red pill philosophy is, or men going their own way philosophy is, they want to say, "Oh, well, you have a bad attitude. You have a bad attitude." Well, when we see shit like this almost every day, where a lie can get your life destroyed in 2023, come on, bro. Do. Hey, Ricardo can have his own point of view. Okay, he can definitely have his own say on what he feels about the red pill community. I'm just here to have a rebuttal. That's all. I just want to rebuttal his points. Okay, so I have another video right here. And before I continue this video, this is short. If you want to support your boy Sir Eudes, link on top of the chat, Cash App / Sir Eudes. Any donations appreciated. If you feel I'm worthy of your investment, thank you very much. All right, let's play this video. I'm sure everybody already saw this video, but I think it's pretty funny. Just the irony of feminism. Modern feminism is just too funny. Let's go ahead and share this bad boy. All right, is it there? All right, cool. All right, let's go ahead and watch this right quick. Shout out to eman67.
Like, why do I have to prove to you guys that oppression?
Are you
exist?
oppressed?
I mean, I'm here
Into
to
the mic.
stand. I'm here to stand up for women that are oppressed. Yeah, I don't like. What I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of getting picked on here.
Well, I'm just asking you some questions. So, it's okay. Would you describe yourself as a feminist?
Yes.
So, how do you believe in gender equality?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so how do you reconcile believing in gender equality, but also holding men to their traditional gender roles of paying for the first date?
Huh?
Well, I'm just saying that's my personal view. A woman can, being a feminist is just doing whatever you want to do, and not being bashed by society for that. And
no, that's not what feminism is, but okay, nice try. I thought feminism was women trying to have rights just as much as men, equality. Not do whatever the fuck you want without having any type of criticism or consequences. I thought that was the definition, but I guess let's go ahead and change up words, like how they change up all these other fucking acronyms and shit. Let's go ahead and continue.
obviously, like standing up for like women's rights and stuff like that. But when I don't know, I just feel like this question's really dense. If I'm being,
how is the question dense? How is the question dense? That was a simple question. What are you talking about? Oh man, this lady is way too much. Way too much. See, that's the hilarity of modern feminism. Modern feminism, they have this privilege of having just as many rights as men, but at the same time, they expect to be treated as a damsel in distress. If you guys get what I'm talking about, they have just as many rights as men under the eyes of the law, but they also expect to be treated like a lady. How does that work when it comes to equality? Oh shit. Yeah. I would have let her just kept talking. I'm like, bro, just let her do her thing. Just let her snitch on herself. Let her snitch on herself. But yeah, that podcast, what's it called? Now Motivation, I think it's called. It's like a less ratchet version of Fed and Fraud. So I want to do a quick Q&A. If you guys have any questions for me, if you have any questions relating to, red pill or male issues, men going their own way, I'm going to answer some questions right quick. I'll address as many as possible. Just here chilling like a villain. Don't worry, y'all. I got a little bit more time. Hey, real talk. What's going on, dude? Who 346 Sir Eudes, what is the long game? What is the ramifications of these new laws like in Scotland? Why don't men just quit? What new law is there in Scotland? I probably missed that. Let me know what the law is. But I can't even say your name. What's a good life exit plan? Walking off into the woods? Well, personally, at this point, I say bust your butt, collect as much money as you can, try to create some type of passive income, and get the fuck out of the West. That would be my plan. Make as much cash flow as possible and make sure it gets to the point where you be able to generate income without you lifting a finger, and then just go overseas. So Eudes, are traditional relationships coming back at all? No, until shit hits the fan. Like economic crash, like possibly World War III. Yeah, traditional relationships will come back. But until then, women are very comfortable boasting and yelling to the sky that men are useless. We don't need a man. Men should go to war and die. Even though literally men are the reason why they live a comfortable life right now. So, yeah, shit will have to hit the fan first. Lost vein. Men don't just quit because the indoctrination runs deep. Agreed. Men have an innate need to provide and protect women. That is a biological imperative that it will be almost impossible to ignore. Right? That's why we have a shit ton of simps around. Where's the okay, bam. So yes, basically it will make men prosecuted for looking at a woman if she feels threatened, no evidence of it, or feels harassed. Anti-male laws. Really is getting that serious? Well, men at this point, see, this is why I believe this shit is planned. Because, like I said, We not doing the red pill philosophy or men going the old way philosophy just for the fucks of it. This didn't just appear out of nowhere. Men in the West, many of them feels like they have to resort to self-preservation because, like you said, even in Scotland, men can get prosecuted and go into jail just for looking at a woman and she feels threatened. She doesn't even have to feel threatened. No, she can easily be like, "Oh, he looked at me and I'm scared." Bam, jail. So at this point in Scotland, women are walking weapons. If she don't see you attractive, you better say your prayers. So I will say men are not going to quit until they have no choice but to because of laws like these. Do 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 do. Uh, what's your opinion on not only the U.S. harboring chemicals from World War One, but also engineering a chemical in the lab in China? You think U.S. wants to commit a war crime? uh, oh, you already know, Sai. You already know. um, where is it? Okay. Nope. 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 Bam. Dr. Fourth Wall, Yeetus, they don't need us, and guess what? We don't need them. So we just let them fall. Well, see, that's the thing. If women don't need us, they don't want us. That's why we have a bunch of these radical feminists running rampant throughout Western society. Because Western society is very fucking comfortable right now. But we've seen what happened in Venezuela. We've seen what happened in Ukraine. We've seen what happened when shit hits the fan. All that rah futures female shit disappears. Do. Super Turbo Death Shark. I will give this to women. They have excellent survival instincts. If all of a sudden you see them becoming more traditional again, hold on to your butts because it's going to get bad. See, they only will become traditional again when it's too late. Because like I always preach before, women in general, they don't learn until it's too late. So if the economy collapses or missiles start striking California, something like that, like possibly get invaded, food is becoming scarce, not enough workers to keep society afloat, then they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm traditional now. Remember, gentlemen, you cannot forget how modern women treated you when shit was a-okay. Don't forget that. Rodrigo da Silva, Sirius, I hear you guys talk about passports, etc. Be careful when you come to Brazil. I live here. Feminism is ugly out here. I'm not surprised whatsoever. It's been pretty bad since early 2010s, from what I've heard, and I can't even imagine what's going on right now. I can't even imagine. Like I said, Chad, when shit's good and great and nice and dandy, women act out. Once she knows that she doesn't need you directly in order to get resources, women act out. Do. Frost, there is another reason why the red pill needs to talk about women. We are so biologically wired to want them. It's almost like a form of AA, so we don't relapse and go back to the plantation. Agreed. like what TFM always says. It's only one. It only takes one BJ to get a man back into the plantation, and he was proven right time and time again. Anytime a content creator gets a little poo-tang, they all of a sudden turn their back on the very same message that they supplied. So I completely agree, Frost. I agree. Line and MGTOW, they forfeited their protection 55 years ago. I agree. I agree. If you're strong and independent, go out there and be strong and independent. Yeet. Yeet. Oh, shit. Oops. Wrong one. Okay. Where is... Diesel Weasel. Is there any hope for the countryside like small towns? I plan on getting some passive income like real estate and go homestead. I only ask to know to waste my time or not with the farmer stars. uh, they're way more conservative, and like I said before, when shit get crazy, the government ain't going to be there to save them. At least financially, when it comes to like welfare or alimony or child support. Is there any hope right now on the countryside? Doubt it. But if they have little to no social media, you might have a chance. So Eudes, if that happens in Scotland, why go to work? Why stay in that country? If you run the risk even greater than right now, why chance leaving the house? Agreed. Agreed. As a man, I would not stay in that country if they pass that law. Mochi Alice, do you like to go skate, Eudes? I used to, like 13 years ago. I'm not that flexible per se anymore. I don't got the flexibility and the joints are cracking a bit. So unfortunately, no, I don't skate anymore. All right. Let's keep going. Dang, man, you guys Spider, think before you sleep got BJ in the cave and isn't coming out. Pretty much. Like I'm pretty disappointed. Like it's not even the fact that he got into a relationship. It's the fact that, like, out of all people, Britti Venti. That's a I don't know, man. I don't know. But clearly he grift hardcore with the MGTOW and associated with Sandman, and now he's doing a switcheroo like they always do, and talk shit about the very message that they supplied. The thing about Red Pill content is the fairer sex never stops inspiring new content for it. Agreed. Like Ribby the Party Frog had so many fucking TikTok videos. It's not even funny. And he still had more in storage. He was ready to go before YouTube screwed him. There's so many videos of women proving our point. Modern women. Like hell, look at my channel. All right, I made it all the way to the bottom. God damn. You guys are very active in the chat today. Just gonna click on something. Okay, here we go. Do, 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 do. Avoid the the void. Oh shit. What you Alex? Do you like the meme of box wine and Catland Yeetus? I don't know what meme that is. If it's a specific meme, go ahead and let me know. All right, guys. Last shill of the stream. Here's the link right here. If you want to support your boy, if you feel that I'm worthy of your investment, is there anything you guys want me to cover that I have not covered yet? Anything that I should talk about? Damn, you guys are going in on Think Before You Sleep. Holy shit. Actually, let me go ahead and ask the chat. Chat, put a 1 if you believe that misandry is normalized in the West. Misandry. Because when you think about it, women can make fun of us, women can ridicule us, women can complain about us 24/7, women can verbally and physically abuse us, women can literally threaten our lives, women can laugh about men eating themselves. They can say all this crazy shit about can't wait for men to go to war and die. They feel so entitled to a top tier man where they've been ran through and they're in their late 30s. They flip the fuck out, especially with the black community. They flip out when the passport bros movement came about. And black man's like, you know what? Fuck it. Hey guys, I'm in the Philippines. I'm in Thailand right now. It's amazing. Come on over. Even the news started talking about the passport bros. Other races has been traveling overseas for a long time, but as soon as black men do it, it's the end of the world. If you think about it. What else am I missing? She can call the cops on you. She can have false allegations towards you, whether it's serious or not. She can ruin your reputation or throw you in jail for years. And when she's caught lying, little to nothing will happen to her. Shit ton of babies being aborted every year out of inconvenience. Majority of them are men. I mean, boys. We got more and more cases being of grown ass women trying to groom and grape little boys, get pregnant, not go to jail, and keep the baby until that boy turns 18 and he will most likely pay child support. We got all these social media news outlets, books, schools, hell, the government are doing their best to demonize masculinity to the point where it's okay for a 7, 8, 9-year-old boy to chemically castrate himself in order to become an opposite gender or become part of the alphabet community. And they have the audacity to look us in the eye. They have the audacity to look us in the eye and say that misandry doesn't exist. They literally have the goals to look you in the eye and say that we can't be misandrist. See, I always preach about society is becoming Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. I say even worse. It's literally becoming Babylon. The lawlessness, no safety for the children from creeps, the devious sexual acts being permitted, babies being killed off by the millions every year. It's just so much fuckery that I will never imagine will happen when I was 13, 14 years old. Never in my life I would have thought that society will get to this point today. I'm just saying, I would love to somebody to come and tell me that I am wrong. Please tell me that I am wrong with what I'm saying. And those who wants to tell me that I'm wrong usually are the ones that have the privilege to not even pay attention to all that. Yep. Line MGTOW just told me. He is not sure if you saw, but Justin Roiland, co-creator of Rick and Morty, got accused of domestic violence and fired from everything. Then yesterday or day before, case was dropped because ex-wife was pissed and lied. I agree. Like I said, gentlemen, it's becoming more and more apparent. And Line MGTOW says this society is a daughter of Babylon. Like I'm telling you, chat, what's going on in the West right now is not normal. It's not normal. Talking about men can get pregnant, men can have periods. Like it's getting very like pagan up in this bitch at this point. And we got predators actively on social media and in the media actively trying to push to lower the age of consent. And then once again, they have the audacity to say, hey, why are men walking away? Why are men spewing out this red pill philosophy nonsense? Huh? What is this men going their own way nonsense? What are you talking about? And that's the case, chat. They don't want us to walk away from the entire fuckery that the West is doing. Why would I want to deal with society that talks that says that men can get pregnant? Why would I even want to deal with this? No. Like I said before, man, history is definitely going to be looking at our time frame, as like the worst. And you know what? I don't even want to jinx it because I don't even know how far this shit's going to go. But right now, at this moment, oh, we're going to look like fucking idiots in the eyes of history. Oh man. And if there is a new society or a new civilization after us, they're going to look back if there's any record of us and say, "Damn, these men were a bunch of bitches. They really let these women do all that. They really let it." But they won't truly understand why we let that shit go on for a long time. Chat, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying, oh, you need to be a pessimistic, poopy head and be sad and gloom and doom about everything. But you got to look at reality for what it is. Okay, we don't do that. Sunshine and rainbows and other. No, call it out as it is. Right now, we are pretty much a fucking laughing stock to the world. Hell, even was it Nigeria or pretty sure it was Nigeria that passed the anti-alphabet community law that is punishable by death if you get into the act. And they use the United States as an example. You gotta. I'm gonna leave it off with this, Chad. The fact that what we've been saying right now, the fact that what we've been saying has been the same thing since ancient Greeks, since the Torah, the Bible, the Quran. Thousands of years later, we're saying the same thing. So there has to be some truth in what we're saying. If a philosopher like Socrates is literally saying the same thing about how women can cry on command, don't take her tears seriously. I'm pretty sure it was Socrates. Let me know if I got the wrong philosopher, but I know a philosopher did say that. Greek philosopher. It's just something for you guys to think about. If books and texts from thousands of years ago are literally saying very similar things of what we're saying right now, there's some there's some truth into what we're saying right now. There is some truth. Can you get membership, Udis? No, I'm not even monetized right now. I'm not even monetized, unfortunately. I reapplied and YouTube was like, "Oh, reuse content, reuse content." So I'm only here for the Cash App, right? So only way if you want to donate to your boy, the link is on top of the chat. I have to reapply next month. But my closing thought is, before I head out for a bit, I should be on later on today. Um, how do I explain it? We're already seeing signs of an economic fall, right? Like, was it the third biggest bank in America went bankrupt or something like that? And the Department of Treasury has to get involved in what's going on. It's going to be a very interesting ride in 2023. I wonder what's going to happen. I really do. I really do. This is why you guys need to get fit. You guys need to get ready, get your resources up, just in case shit gets crazy. But let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sergeant Grinch, I'm going to the John Wick preview tonight. Hell yeah. Yep. Yep. I know it's gonna be a great movie, man. I hope you enjoy, bro. Yeah, at least be physically prepared. At least. Because you already know a lot of us, it's gonna be a lot of walking on foot if shit hits the fan, so be prepared. But I should be on again within a few hours with Gray if he has time, and I should give you guys another stream. But this has been a pretty productive stream. I had a good time talking to you guys, and thank you everybody that was active in the chat. Also, thank you everybody that decided to support your boy and invest in the channel. Okay, you guys already know I appreciate that 24/7. But I am going to go back and finish my errands so I can do a second stream tonight. I am out. Peace.